What up, dudes? Just wanted to do a little bit of a video about how it's like to drive the 2019 Silverado. Haven't done too many driving reviews, especially for the Silverado, but as you can see, here we are. And we're just coming up to a stop sign here, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the auto stop start. So as long as you don't stay stationary in the Silverado for, I think it's for 2 seconds, the auto stop start will not engage. So it basically it won't turn the engine off. So it gets, you get used to it. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to use that auto stop start, because I don't know if it's bad for it, but some people say the oil drains to the bottom and all this stuff and blah blah blah, but it can be annoying to say the least. So you almost have to retrain yourself to actually drive a vehicle with the auto stop start. So it's tempting to come up to a stop sign and not stop, right? Because like, nobody wants the engine turning on and off for 1 second. That's just dumb. So you have to basically train yourself to, not just not hold the brake down for that long if you have a choice. So you want to be careful, obviously, if there's cars coming, something like that. You don't want to roll into traffic or scare somebody thinking you're going to pull out in front of them. So if I know that I'm going to have to stay stationary for 5 seconds, something like that, I'll reach down and click the auto stop start button off, because I just don't want that engine starting and then restarting. So I'll probably make a video about technology in cars and if you can get used to driving a car with some upgraded technology. Like, I've got the Passport as well, and that's got the Honda sensing with lane keep assist and the adaptive cruise control, stuff like that, which you actually can't turn off, the adaptive cruise control, so you have to live with that. Thankfully, in the Silverado that I'm driving right now, it doesn't have that many tech features. It just has that auto stop start, and I had never owned a vehicle without, I should say, with that additional tech, the stop start and all that stuff. So I've had this for about 8 months, and I've got pretty used to the stop start. I'm also pretty used to reaching down and turning off that button if I have to. But for the most part, I really like the new tech in this 2019 Silverado RST. It works really well. You do have to retrain yourself a little bit, like I said, but so this is also the first Silverado that I've had that has the 8-speed transmission. So it has the 5.3 along with the 8-speed, and it really works good. Actually, what made me want to make this video is this transmission is just shifting so smooth today. Once in a while, when it's cold, the very first shift from first to second, it'll hang up just a second, but it'll only do it once out of the garage. It'll basically it'll kind of almost stall, and then it hits that second gear. But if you're prepared for it, just basically just hold, 10 miles an hour for that block or whatever, and it'll do a smooth shift in the second. And then after that first shift, you'll never feel that hesitation again. So just a couple little weird things with the Silverado. I haven't used sport mode that much, mainly just because it doesn't seem to be super aggressive. I'll kick it into sport mode right now. I guess it did upshift right there, but for the most part, I haven't used it a ton, mainly because this 5.3 along with this 8-speed transmission is pretty dang good. I never really feel like I need more power. I never really feel like I can't select the gear that I want. I never really feel that it's not holding the gears like it's supposed to. So once in a while, I'll kick on that sport mode just to kind of relearn the transmission. I think it's important to kind of use those different modes in your vehicles, like use that econ mode once in a while, use the sport mode once in a while. Obviously the Silverado has no econ mode, so I don't have to worry about that. But the tow haul mode it does have, I use that once in a while, obviously when I'm towing. As far as I know, the tow haul mode just basically I think it locks out that some of those overdrive gears. One thing about this transmission I would like, just like you guys know, it'd be nice if you could have full control over your manual gears. So if I drop it down into and it's got an L setting, which is just the manual setting. If I drop it down into that, I'd really like to be able to basically, if I want to float the valves in that gear, I want it to let me. Obviously that's bad, but I still want full control over all those gear selections. I think it, if you had it in the manual mode, sometimes it won't let you downshift or upshift just because it knows some of those parameters of the engine. So, but it's also a little bit too selective. Like there's times where I like to hold 5800 up a hill on the RPMs, and it redlines at 5800 and it won't let me. So I would like a little bit more control, but I know you guys have dealt with that before. Let's see. One thing that I actually take for granted in this truck is the brakes. Like, these brakes are phenomenal. Like, compared to the Passport's got a little bit of a sponge in it for some reason once in a while. Like, it'll when it downshifts, it'll kind of sponge. But these brakes in the Chevys, you just don't get that. I have had probably 10 Chevys in the last 10 years, and the brakes are just good. Hardly any fade, no sponging. So I take that for granted. Another thing I take for granted in the Silverado is the drive. Basically, the steering is really weighted. It feels super nice. I can let go of the steering wheel for obviously I don't suggest that, but I could let go of it and it just goes straight, tracks right down the road. Has a pretty hefty weight to it. I know a lot of people don't like Chevy because they think it's cheap or whatever, and but I would actually encourage you guys to get a Chevy. believe it or not, it's got a lot of characteristics that I would prefer over the Passport. Like, you know, people think of Honda as, you know, some kind of amazing last forever vehicle, but getting a Chevy, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm obviously a Honda and a Chevy fan, but this truck is really, really nice, and does a lot of things really, really well. Let's see, so I talked about the auto stop start, I talked about the transmission, another thing that got me wanting to do this video is the 6.2 liter in like the AT4s, with that 10 speed, or even the 6.2 liter in the High Country for Chevy, with that 10 speed, is gotta be phenomenal. If you guys have driven one, let me know, but that 10 speed along with that 6.2 liter has gotta be just sweet. I mean, I really like this truck, but I think that one's gotta be a great combo. So if you have one, let me know, because I'm definitely interested. But anyways, that's all for now. I'm getting to my destination here. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.